Okay, I think we're going. Hello everyone. Sorry I'm 3 minutes late. I was just running late. I have no excuses. Just running late. Um, so, to sort of make things a bit clean, start asking me questions right away, right now, um, if you want. It says starting soon on the thing. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Don't. Okay, guys, I need your help here. Can you see me? Um, okay. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted to do. That's the opposite of what I wanted to do. Sorry guys. This is the first time that I'm doing this on my Mac. Okay, but I fixed it. I fixed it. So hi. Hi. These intros are going to get smoother, I promise. I promise. I don't make false promises. So forget that promise. These intros may never get easier. I'm just posting the AMA on Facebook. Hey everyone, we're live! Okay, so I asked on Facebook for some questions that I'm just going to answer until 10 past. I said first 10 minutes on my live stream, but now it's the first 5 minutes. So I'm just going to answer some of the questions. They're just picked at random to just be fair. Christian Thompson asked, how are you so awesome? Because I'm amazing. 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 Okay, and scrolling down. In fact, I think we've got time to not need to pick at random. I don't know if you already have yet, but could you give a non-spoilerish description of the comic you've been writing? Okay, I could. I don't want to give away anything about story or anything like that. So this could be difficult actually. But it's a commentary on media industries at the moment, and I'm going to be calling out certain individual names that are in the industry, but without calling them out at the same time, and kind of making fun of them, but making fun in a fun way, and also sort of making fun of the industry and the way it works, but the industry from a creation outside to the creator's perspective. It's kind of hard to explain without getting into spoiler details. You ask questions, Nitro Nerd, by typing them exactly how you just did. So back to Facebook. Who's your least favorite Titan and least favorite Young Avenger? Okay, my least favorite Titan is probably Phantasm. Before he became Phantasm, I forget his actual name because I really didn't like him. I did a video on him recently. Well, I didn't do the video about him, but he was mentioned in a video recently. But yeah, he was my least favorite character in the Titans. And my least favorite Young Avenger, Patriot. Just not a super soldier fan, anyway. So yeah. What would I like to see implemented in a future Red Robin series? You know, it all depends on what's going on in the DC universe at that time. But, you know, as standard for a Batman series or Batman-related series, detective work, emotions, stuff to do with good character interactions, and not too heavy of a focus on just blatant action. You know, action is fun, but when it comes to like a Batman series, it's about intrigue, it's about story, it's about what the characters are thinking. So you don't really need too much action. Um, have you been watching Sword Art Online too? No. Uh, no, I haven't. I didn't. Well, I watched about half of the first season. Actually, no, that's not fair. I watched about three-quarters of the first season. And my issue with Sword Art Online is that it's probably one of the most beautiful looking anime to come out in the past 5 or 6 years, hands down. But the story is weak. The story is so weak. And I've heard those novels and the stories apparently a lot stronger in those, so I'll probably give those a try. But I always said that the story in Sword Art Online would be fun as a handheld game. And guess what came out the other day? A handheld game of it, so I got it for myself. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Um, so yeah. Uh, What's your opinion about the Shazam film starring The Rock that's coming up? Um, you know, I think it's gonna be bad. Honestly, I just don't see it. I don't see The Rock as Shazam. I just can't visualize it. Like, The Rock is so... Although he used to be a wrestler and apparently he returned to wrestling recently. I don't know. I don't follow wrestling. But after that, and after he started doing movies, from what I've seen from him, his acting is good, but he wouldn't be able to play a character that's so animated like Shazam. That's such a huge character because people. This is my issue of DC movies. They forget that these characters don't need the actors. They think the actors need the characters need the actors. Well, that's not the case. These characters have existed for longer than some people in this world. You know, longer than some adults in this world. Longer than a lot of adults in Shazam's case. So The Rock, Shazam don't need The Rock. You know, you could have got a no-name that has a huge animated personality anyway that looks closer to the part for both Black Adam and Shazam. You know, they didn't need to get The Rock in for it. I just think it's going to be bad. I think it was more of a, who can we get in that's a big name that will get people interested in this movie? It's a bad decision, in my point of view. Um, okay, it's 11 past, so we're over to YouTube now. We're done with Facebook questions. You say you're Scottish. What part of Scotland are you from? I live in England at the moment, and you don't need to know anything else. But I am Scottish, but I live in England at the moment, and you need to know nothing else. Who would win in a fight between Captain America and Batman? Batman, because the DC universe doesn't have as many limits and rules on character abilities and powers, whereas the Marvel universe kind of has quite a few limits. So, you know, a DC character is always going to be a Marvel character because of that lack of limits. I'm going to pause this live stream thing because my moving about is distracting myself. What superhero movie do you want to see out that hasn't been announced? I'm honestly not a huge fan of superhero movies. The Marvel ones have impressed me. Like, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy. I absolutely loved that. I ate that up. But DC-wise, you know, not a fan of their movie stuff. People are like, oh, they had just magic success. When I said recently that DC stuff doesn't work in movie formats, when in actual fact, DC have not had just as much success because they haven't made as many movies. Fun fact. So you can't say they've had just as much success because we don't know how good or bad it's gonna be. But from that Superman movie, that Man of Steel, if they're all like that, it's gonna be really bad. I've already answered a question about Sword Art Online. But yeah, DC movie-wise, I just think they're all like that Man of Steel movie. They're all going to be really bad because that movie was horrible. That movie was god-awful. I walked out of it. That's how bad it was. It was the only time I've ever walked out of a movie. How come I don't talk about Pokemon? Because there's nothing really to say. I don't watch the Pokemon anime. Not anymore. The name It's Super Effective only came about because Pokemon X and Y had just been released, so it was like fresh on the mind. But I don't know. What would you do if you could write a story for Batman and the Titans? What would I do with it? Um, the Titans, I really just would like a full story arc where, like, if I was to take over the series, I would just do a full story arc that would just kind of distance them away from the Justice League. Because at the moment, I feel like everyone thinks Titans are like a junior Justice League, and it's like, no, not really. And that was the whole point of the 80s series, and I feel like that needs to be done again. I'd like a lot of drama, a lot of emotions, yeah, that kind of thing. Let's see. What are your expectations for the new Clarion comic? I have no expectations whatsoever. I've worked hard at just going on with a blank slate. Lots of people have been saying, oh, I preferred his costume before the new 52. It's like, which one? He had like 5. So I think though when people say that though they're talking about like Puritan Clarion, Grant Morrison's Clarion from the Seven Soldiers, and I liked that as well. I love Puritan Clarion, but from what I can see, that's when he's a little bit older. So maybe we'll get to see Puritan Clarion a bit down the line. Do you think it's possible to make a good Superman movie? Since they're all kind of stuck at the moment. Uh, yes and no. Um, I think it's possible, and I don't think it's a case of we need better technology. I just think DC are getting the wrong people in. They keep... The Superman movie would have been good if... It's good for those people that I don't relate to at all. The type of people that say, when I go and see a movie, I just want to turn off. I don't want to think. I don't understand that because I'm always thinking. I don't understand why you'd pay to go and see a movie to just switch off. Surely you're paying so you can learn something. And that was the issue of the Superman movie. It didn't teach you anything at all. And it was so ashamed of the fact that it was Superman. It was so ashamed of that. I just didn't like it at all. It's possible to make a good Superman movie. You just need to have way less action than that last one, but make it about emotions or an adventure. Superman can have adventures. Make it about a freaking adventure and mix in emotions in there. Don't make him super emo. Just emotions don't mean emo. It just means emotions. Make him a person. It's not hard. It would be hard, but because it's a Superman movie and so many of them have been bad. But it's not hard to make a superhero into a person. Da 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 da. Da da da. Do we use this, Facebook or Twitter? I've already said you use that. If you could design a planet in the multiverse, what would it be? It would be a planet made of pancakes, but every time you had the pancakes, you got superpowers. I don't know. That's not the type of question I can answer on the spot. If you were in charge of crossing the Teen Titans over with any other team in DC Comics, which team would it be? I've always been a fan of the Teen Titans when they crossed over with the Legion of Superheroes. So, Teen Titans, Legion, that kind of thing. Do you think the Batman movies do Batman justice? No, not at all. Not at all. You know that it's Batman. It's an icon. It's something that you're not never going to forget. Um, but the Batman movies, 10 years down the line, we're just not gonna remember. I want to start reading X-Men comics. Where should I start? Okay, so I say this a lot, but I know not everyone gets a chance to hear it. When you get into comics, don't think, where should I start? Just start with what's coming out at the moment. Jump right in. And if you're really not sure which X-Men comic to start with, ask at the comic shop. Don't ask me. But ask at the comic shop, because they deal with people like you all the time that are new to comics and just want to jump in. It's best just to jump in, and don't be worried about, oh, I won't understand anything. When you first start something out, you ain't gonna understand anything. It's that simple. You're starting a new hobby. It's like learning a new skill. You're not gonna know anything, so just jump right in. That's the best way to get into comics. Thoughts on Lego Batman 3? It's Lego and Batman in a video game. I don't know, I don't play Lego games. What's your favorite DC animated show or movie? DC animated show is... On that top 5 comic book cartoons video, I said it was The Batman. I kind of stick by that. Kinda. In Batman and Robin, Babs' hair is blonde. Is that Stephanie? No, it's Babs. Because it's Babs. The artist said it's Babs. That's the type of thing you could Google if you researched it yourself. Where do you keep your comics? So, you can see, like, behind me, there's a bunch of comics. So that's stuff I've bought in, like, the past few months. Well, weeks. And then, other than that, all my older stuff or stuff that I'm researching, I keep in boxes that are just scattered in the attic or about the house or in the office. Like, boxes. Lots and lots of boxes. Can you say my name? Elvira. I know that's not what your name is, but it's as close as I'm gonna get. Do I like the Arkham games? I own the Arkham games. I haven't played them because they were in the Steam sale. No, they were on Humble Bundle, weren't they? Yeah, that was it. It was in the Humble Bundle thing, and I got them. People are plonging me. Let's turn that off. Did you enjoy Death of the Family? I loved Death of the Family. It was hard to read, but I loved it. What do I think of the New 52 Harley Quinn series so far? It's my favourite series every month. It makes me laugh so hard. Are you aware that Journey's going to be on the PS4? Yes, I am, but I don't have a PS4, so I don't really care. What do I think about Denmark? I think it's a country that I haven't been to, so I don't have any opinions on it. Hi Faust, I did the Ice Bucket Challenge, and my camera died as it was recording it. Okay. Well, that means you got to re-record it. And if you tag me, you're rude. So don't. Because I don't have time for it, unfortunately. There's a lot of issues with the Ice Bucket Challenge. Like, people found out that only $7 out of every 100 goes to actual research into what the Ice Bucket Challenge is for. So there's a lot of issues about it, and I'm not really willing to dip my toes into it yet until that issue's been resolved. What type of music do I listen to? I listen to everything. I listen to a lot of drag queens. Yeah, I listen to a lot of drag queens. A lot of K-pop, a lot of J-pop, a bit of R&B, a lot of techno music. Lots of indie music. Imogen Heap just released her new album, and I love it. It's called Sparks. Seriously, everyone go and look up once this is over. Go and look up Sparks by Imogen Heap. It's her new album, and it's so good. I'm not getting sponsored by her, unfortunately. If I was getting sponsored by Imogen Heap, I'd be pooping. But no, it's such a good album. How is Harley Quinn going to have her own series and be in the new Suicide Squad? Because plot holes. That's the only answer. There are plot holes going on all over DC at the moment. But I think what it is new Suicide Squad is set before the Harley Quinn series. What's Kent like? Okay, so Kent is where I live in England. Kent is called the Garden of England. Sounds nice, the Garden of England. Yeah, gardens, trees, flowers. Wrong type of garden. The Garden of England's garden, Kent, is a type of garden where there's a bunch of weeds, everything's overgrown, there's a family of foxes mating in one corner, a broken mattress in the middle of the garden, and then a couple of used syringes in the other corner, and then there's like a suspicious mound of dirt that looks like a body could be buried there. That's the type of Garden of England. What would you do if Harley Quinn if you wrote the story for her? Anything? Oh, okay. What are you saying? The hair's in my eye. What would you do with Harley Quinn if you wrote the story for her and do anything with her? What would you do with her? And if there were a video game made about her, what would you play it? So, what would I do with Harley Quinn if I were to write her? Just give her a funny series. I don't know. Just make it a comedy thing. I like what they're doing at the moment. And if there was a video game made about her, would you play it? Depends if it was good. It's my rule for video games. If they're good, yeah, I'll play it. Can you explain to me comic book language, like volumes, issues, or trade paperback? Well, I'll explain those three because, you know, otherwise we'll be here forever. So, a volume is the number of times that title has been released. So, say like Teen Titans, we have had 5 runs on the Teen Titans now. So the run that was in the 1960s was Teen Titans Volume 1. So that Teen Titans Volume run 1960s. Volume 2 was in the 1990s, and that was the Atom's Titans. Team 3 ran from 2003 till 2011. Volume 4 was the first New 52 run, and Volume 5 is this new 52 run. Issues is, well, issues like monthly issues. So you can have Volume 4 issue number 15. And then trade paperback is like a collected edition of issues, but trade paperbacks come out in their own version of volumes. So you've got Teen Titans Volume 4, trade paperback Volume 4, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain. What do I think about the New 52 Birds of Prey? I don't read it. Have you played some Kingdom Hearts games? I've played all of them. Other than the HD remake of 1. I don't have that yet. It's only like £20 on Amazon, so I should probably get it. But yeah, I like Kingdom Hearts. I think it's a bit of fun. I love JRPGs in general, though. Yeah, JRPGs are kind of my thing. Why do I think Tim Drake didn't get his own series? I don't know why Tim Drake didn't get his own series. What do I think about Damian Wayne? I love Damian Wayne, and will he come back? He better. In your opinion, who is the most underrated DC character? Flex Mentallo. Flex Mentallo is definitely the most underrated DC character. That is such a novel idea, but such a good power at the same time, being able to flex your arm and warp reality. And there are so many things you could do with that kind of thing. When I first started YouTube, did you think you would get this many subscribers? I didn't necessarily think about subscribers when I started YouTube. I just did it. You know, when I first started YouTube, it was 2008. And, you know, subscribers weren't a big deal back then. You just did it. That was like what was called the golden age of YouTube, and you just did it. You didn't think, oh, I'm gonna get subscribers, blah blah blah. You just went for it. You look tired. You're rude. What is your opinion on Madoka Magica Rebellion? Really liked it. You can't only watch it once. You need to watch it multiple times. What's your opinion on Static Shock? Guys, can we just not have this be 3 hours of what's your opinion on because otherwise all my questions are just gonna be, yeah, they're good, they're bad. Do I still have the guitar? Both my guitars are in the attic, but yes, I still own them both. Do I think Zatanna and Black Canary should have their own series together? Yeah, I guess. Have you been to other places in Kent? I'm near Canterbury. Yeah, I've been all around Kent. It's not that big of a place. What's the saddest comic you have ever read? I'll get back to that one. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get back to that one. That's a hard one. I'm kind of one of your newest subscribers. How long have you been on YouTube for? And did you take a break or feel like you wanted to stop making videos? Well, this channel has been around since November of last year. That's how long this channel's been around for. And then before then, when I started in 2008, the channel I started on back then was, you know, just a plain old channel. I first started out by recording this game called My Sims. And that was out on the Wii. I had like a DVD player, but it could also record what was going on the TV screen onto blank DVDs, and then you could import those DVDs into the computer with the software you got with the DVD player. So I recorded My Sims, and then I spoke over it with a microphone that was built into my webcam. And then I got into making anime music videos, and then I got into making an abridged series, and then that channel was taken down because, you know, abridged series. So then I started up 2 new channels, Rhythm Beat Suji and Rhythm Beat Faust. Rhythm Beat Suji still exists. It's my fan dub channel. I don't use it anymore. I haven't used it in about 3 years. But yeah, that was what I did back then, fan dubs mostly, because I wanted to be a voice actor for a really long time. I still would love to be a voice actor. You know, I was a working actor for a while. So yeah, fan dubs were fun while I did them, but I don't do them anymore. And then Rhythm Beat Faust was like a vlogging channel, but I wasn't that good at vlogging back then, at least. So I don't know. But I did a video on Rhythm Beat Faust that's now on private because it was really bad. But it was my first ever history video where I did the history of all 5 Robins, all in one. And it was really bad, and really badly edited because I did it in Sony Vegas. And Sony Vegas is good when you first start out, but for the stuff I do, I just can't use Sony Vegas. So yeah, I made that and discovered, hey, this history thing is really fun. Imagine if I had a whole YouTube channel dedicated to comic stuff. And I was like, but I can't make a history video every week. That's far too much work. So I started making Geek News, and then that was like, went off like a fart in a spacesuit. So I started making history videos as much as I could. Found I loved it, and and I also switched to Adobe Premiere CS6, Premiere Pro CS6 to be more specific, and found, I can edit history videos in that software a lot faster than in Sony Vegas. So, yeah. Will you do an artist tryout for your comic like we saw in Director's Cut Harley Quinn #0? No, because I'm not a well-established enough writer to do that. Are you going to get Persona Q, maybe, or Persona Arena Ultimax? Ultimax, yes, because I want to know what happened in the story. Q, I don't know. I was going to get it, but then I found out it's now canon. It's sat there in my Amazon basket, so I don't know. How is your Patreon doing? You know what? My Patreon can't do badly, because anyone who's willing to donate, I'm really thankful for. It means a lot to me that people want to see the show get better. And yeah, it's not anywhere near that A-list character goal, and yeah, that's the ideal. And I know I say so I can make bigger and better videos and hit that A-list character goal at the end of all of my videos. But you know what? At the end of the day, that ain't what it's about. I'd like to make the A-list character videos. I can't until I hit that Patreon goal, or unless I win the lottery. But you know what? Just seeing that even a few people are willing to donate means a lot to me. Yeah. Do you have a cell phone? If so, which one? I have an iPhone 4S. What do I think of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman? I'm not going to judge her until the movie's out, but the thing is, from what I've seen of her, she's very thin. There's nothing wrong with being skinny, there's nothing wrong with being overweight, but for Wonder Woman, she's muscular. She's got the physique of a female bodybuilder, and that's what I want to see on screen. A female bodybuilder. I don't get that from Gal Gadot. Who knows? She could transform her body in time. People that, like Chris Hemsworth, he went from being skinnier than me, like skinnier than most people, like sickly skinny, to the size of Thor in 6 weeks. Which is why my Becoming Robin thing is more than possible to do in a year's time. So he, she could transform herself totally, and if she does that, I'm okay with it. But other than if she doesn't do that, then I'm just like, no. Do I think Raven will ever get her own series? What do I think they would do with it? I'm not sure. I know I played with the idea when I was studying to write comic books that I'd like to see a Raven series where she helps lost souls or lost spirits move into the afterlife. Because you could do that with her. She's like an empath. She has power over emotions, but she's also kind of linked with Trigon and by association Hell and by association the undead. So I don't know, I'd just like to see maybe, oh, she's part human, part demon, so she can see lost souls, but she's also got power over emotions, so she could help these spirits move into the afterlife. It would be a kind of drama thing. That's what I would do with her. Okay, Amiros311, who isn't my best friend in the world, and you shouldn't all go subscribe to her now, says, congrats on the subs. My question, you mentioned a lot that we can learn things from comics. What can a quirky / funny comic such as Harley Quinn teach us? So Harley Quinn can teach you a lot of things. So Harley Quinn at the moment, she has broken away from Joker, who is a person that she has relied on very heavily so far in the New 52. She relied on him for everything. And then, even when she wasn't relying on the Joker, she wound up on the Suicide Squad. So once again, she was relying on the Suicide Squad. But Harley Quinn is now independent. She's out trying to find her own money in her own unique ways and utilizing her own talents and skills and thinking for herself. So Harley Quinn, so far, specifically, can teach you to think for yourself and explore new talents and honestly be creative with your skills, because there are a lot of ways to earn money out there if you're creative with your skills. Everyone has a really big skill set, they just don't realize it. So just be creative and you can survive. And do what you love. That's what Harley Quinn teaches you. Do what you love. Did I watch the Son of the Batman animated movie? No, I didn't need to because I read it. What type of comedy do I like? I like sitcoms quite a bit. I like sketch comedy and I like stand-up comedy quite a bit. I was a stand-up comic for a while. The type of stand-up comedy I did was akin to Sarah Silverman, but I think that's because the sitcoms that I grew up watching was stuff like Absolutely Fabulous, where the comedy can kind of be just funny and dumb and stuff like that, but then it can get quite sick as well, like pointing a knitting needle in the direction of a vagina saying sometimes it's kinda, like that kind of thing, because sometimes it is kinda. What do I think of Chris Pratt as Star-Lord and Guardians of the Galaxy? I liked Guardians. Everything about Guardians I liked. Well, actually, it's like number 3 in Marvel movies for me. Am I going to do a Let's Play in Minecraft? No. Do I have an Xbox or PS3? I have an Xbox 360 and a PS3, because I'm fancy. Okay, let's check Facebook for questions and see if there's anything new there. Why don't I like DC movies? None of them have impressed me so far. None of them have taught me anything. None of them have represented the characters that I love in any way. What's your opinion on Teen Titans Go? It's not as bad as everyone says it is. I think people are watching it expecting a Teen Titans experience, but it ain't trying to be Teen Titans. It's not basing itself off of the Teen Titans. It's basing itself off of the Tiny Titans and calling itself Teen Titans Go as a way of sort of saying, yeah, we're using the characters from the old Teen Titans cartoon, but we're kind of basing it off of the Tiny Titans. You know, if you've read the Tiny Titans, you probably don't hate Teen Titans Go. I think people just need to get over it and sort of learn about comics before they start fucking judging it. What made you love comics? That is something that will be saved for my Draw My Life video when I hit 100,000 subscribers. I say when because you guys are insane and I've got no doubts any more that we could hit that. No doubts. Did I enjoy the Deadpool test footage? See, I don't like Deadpool. I liked Deadpool at one time, long ago. Long ago. But now I don't. Okay, so I'm getting messages as well. Will we ever get to meet your fiancé? No. You will never see my fiancé on this channel because I want him to be him. I want him to exist as his own person. I don't want any of you seeing him on the street and identifying him as Faust's fiance. I want you to know him for him, and not Faust's fiance, because he deserves that, because he's a person. And I think, you know, if you were to sort of see him on this channel, you wouldn't identify him as that. Do I have a PO box for fans to send letters or gifts? No, I don't. I'm considering getting one, heavily considering it, because it's been asked a lot recently. A lot. So, maybe. Maybe I'll get a PO box soon. They're just kind of expensive. I think it's like £120 for 6 months, something like that. It's not the type of money I really have at the moment. Okay, let's refresh the page. And check Twitter. I like Twitter quite a bit. Oh, we have Harley Quinn x Grant Morrison, the best idea for a comic ever. No, no, it's not. Could you at least give us a hint of what the issue by issue is about? Okay, here's the hint. Someone in this series, and this is a really good hint, you'll probably guess it right away. Someone in this series, what my upcoming issue by issue review is about, has superpowers. You're all gonna guess it right away. Sometimes I do stuff like that, and I'm worried I'm gonna be an asshole. What's my favorite comic series if I have one? The Titans. Currently running low. Harley Quinn, but the Titans is all time. The Titans is life, for me at least. And how's my comic coming? My comics still not got an artist. Do I play horror games? Yes. One of my eyebrows is red, the other one is blue. My hair is naturally like this. It's not. So many people have been asking in the comments recently, how do you get your hair like that? And I've just been like, I don't answer them because I don't know how to. I'm aware that in YouTube comments I come across as very, very cold, and some people take it as bitchy. I'm not like that. I never answer a question like that. But the only way I know how to answer a question like that is, how do you get your hair like that? With hair dye. Do you play games on your PC? Yes, on my PC, which is to the left of me, not my Mac, which is what I'm currently using. Are you going to Let's Play any other games? I want to finish Persona 3. I'm still recording that. Yeah, I want to get Persona 3 finished. And then I'm going to be scrapping Persona 4 because I found out the PlayStation TV comes out in Europe in November, which means I can record from my PS Vita then. And I want to do Persona 4 Golden instead of Persona 4. And then after that, who knows? It depends on how I'm feeling at that time. I kind of want to do the Zelda game that's coming out next year. So we'll see about that. How do you look for artists for your comic? Well, personally, I like to work with people locally, sort of people that I could actually see face to face and get a feel for just their energy. So I'm going to. So what I do is my comic shop holds something called Sketch Saturdays, and what I'm going to start doing, because I haven't been doing it yet, I've just been kind of cruising for local artists. What I'm going to kind of start doing is talk to the comic shop owner and say, you do Sketch Saturdays. Can I come and creep on your artists so I can see if they would be willing to do work for my comic book? And hopefully he'll say yes. Do I like Honest Trailer? Yeah. Yes, I like Honest Trailer. My favourite one is for The Matrix, and it's like that part where it's bad. I've never seen The Matrix the whole way through, so I'm bad with names. But there's where everyone's looking identical and they're all running through in a suit, in that same suit, looking exactly the same, and it just goes, Mormons! Because that made me laugh so much, because Mormons are funny. Mormons are so funny. Are you going to have a live stream on your gaming channel? No, because it's a side channel. Thoughts on the new Sailor Moon series? Loving it. Everyone makes a big deal about it being a CGI transformation, but I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty CGI. Like, Balutimus CGI. Why do I hate children? Guys, I don't actually hate children. I know I say I hate children, but I don't actually hate children. Have you gotten the chance to get your cat? Yes, I have. Well, he is not a Siamese cat, like I've always wanted. But I'll probably get him a little brother or a little sister in the future that's a Siamese cat. But my cat is part Singapura and part Egyptian Mau. And he's pure white. But saying he's part this and part that is a fancy way of saying he's part domestic short hair. Well, he is domestic short hair. And yeah, he's fun. His name is Cat, though. He came with the name Styles, but he didn't suit it, so then we were just going to call him Jinx, but he didn't really suit that either. So we just call him Cat, and now he responds to it. And that's fine, because he's happy. I feel like the Teen Titans is a joke to the comic world. What do you think? You're rude. Oh, Teen Titans Go? You're rude. Thoughts on Kid Loki? I like Kid Loki. I don't know where my cat is, and my door is shut, and I don't want to go and get him. I'll see if he's out in the hallway. If he is there, I'll go and get him. But if he's not there, then you're just not going to get to see him. So, hold on 1 second. Yeah. Yeah. Say hello to everyone. Hmm. Yeah. You want to go down? Okay, let's let you down. That's my cat. Okay, he wants out. Go on then. Go on, cat. Cat, what did you just eat? Am I going to do something about the Fantastic Four? Maybe in the future. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. What do I think of the Gotham TV show and how is it going to be? I don't know why they're called Poison Ivy Pepper. That confused me. I don't like it when a character has a name and then gets powers based off of that name. Like Harley Quinn never thought about being a Harlequin until the Joker came along. So in that situation, it's okay. But I don't like it. So like, her name is Ivy, so let's give her grass powers. You know, and that wasn't the case of Poison Ivy in the comics, so I quite liked her as a character, but in the TV show they called her Ivy Pepper, and I'm just like, really? Really? Do I play any Pokemon games? I've played them all. Please do Spider-Man. Please read my FAQ on my channel's About page. Do I watch the anime Fairy Tail? I did for about 150 episodes, and then I stopped because it got boring. Who is my favorite member of the Bat family? Tim Drake. Are you going to get The Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia? I already own it. I actually did a video on the Legend of Zelda timeline, and all of my research came from the Hyrule Historia. Who is your favorite Disney prince and princess? My favorite Disney princess is Kuzco, from The Emperor's New Groove. Shut up, he is a princess. My favorite Disney prince... My favorite Disney prince would have to be Kronk. Do I like Vocaloids? Yeah. I was like part of that Vocaloid boom because I was using Nico Nico back when it first got big. So I was like part of the whole boom. But I used Vocaloid for a while, but I never made my own songs. Yeah, but I don't know. I liked Vocaloid back in the day, and I still quite like some of like the older Vocaloid songs, but there's been nothing really recently that I've been kind of into. So, am I getting angry? No, I don't get angry. Are you going to get Injustice Volume 1? No. Do you still think Dick Grayson and Starfire should be together? Not anymore, no. Not with the direction that the New 52's taken them. I kind of like their characters as they are at the moment. Or not Dick Grayson, but I like Starfire where she is at the moment. Dick Grayson, I just think Grayson is a mess. But, yeah. I've already answered the question about Fantastic Four. Have I seen Captain America Winter Soldier? Yep, it's my favorite Marvel movie. Do you like any other YouTubers? I watch quite a few YouTubers. I watched Dodger. Press hard to continue. I watch Comic Book Girl 19. Just because, I don't know, I feel like Comic Book Girl 19 and I were sort of on the same wavelength about a couple of things, or a lot of things. I'd like to work with her one day, but I don't think she's even heard of me, which is a shame. In a sense, it's a shame, not in the shame as in, oh, she hasn't heard from me, what a loss for her. That's not what I mean. I just think it's a shame because, I don't know, I'd like to work with her on something. If she's never heard of me, then we can't work with each other. I like Geek and Sundry quite a lot. I know they're not typically a YouTuber, but it's a YouTube channel, so I watch quite a bit of Geek and Sundry. I didn't watch Caper, though, or Spooked. I didn't enjoy the premise of either of those, but I liked the Guild. Guild was my stuff. And do I think Harley Quinn should be independent? Yes. Do you have your own comic book characters that you created yourself that you'd like to make into a series of your own? I'm a comic book writer. So yes, but I've already done it, and I'm just looking for an artist. Do I like how the New 52 Roy Harper came out? Yeah, I do. I think the only people that really have a problem with Roy Harper now are people that were coming off the Young Justice cartoon. And they were kind of expecting the straight-laced kind of guy. And that's never been Roy. I don't know why they were expecting that. It just bothers me. So many people were coming off that Young Justice cartoon expecting stuff. Then when it wasn't the same in the comics, they were bashing the comics. When it was actually like, hold on a moment, the comics have been around longer. Thoughts about Black Widow? She's cool. Legend of Korra. I don't watch it. Do you know of Umineko? Yes or no? I've actually read, or played all of the visual novels, so I love Umineko. Oh, what happened to the Joker? No one's really sure at this point. He kind of escaped, and now we don't know, which is kind of terrifying. Okay, here's what I don't get. When characters die, they suddenly become more likable. Thanks for showing us the cat. I don't think that's true for all characters. You know, Jesus died, and I didn't find him more likable. And I'm gonna get shot. I heard there was a Joker. I heard there was a Daughter of the Joker series. Know how it is? There's not. There was in the Forever Evil month, or Villains month, there was a Joker's Daughter issue, and then now Dula is in Suicide Squad. But yeah, do I like My Little Pony? No. What exactly is the difference between an alternate universe and a possible future? A possible future is exactly that. It's a future that is possible. You could still have a series of events that are able to happen to make that future possible. An alternate universe is exactly that. It's a universe that's alternate. It's had its own past and its own people and its own series of events. And while a lot of those people might have same names as people in our universe or similar names and similar backgrounds, they're not the same people. It's exactly that, an alternate universe. What do you usually do when you're faced with creativity block? Cry. No, I don't. Creativity block. It's weird. Because I'm into so many different art forms. I like to write, I like to sing, I like to draw, I like to dance. If I get stuck in one creative form, I just move on to the next, and in an hour I can go back to the original one. Briefs or boxers? Depends. Well, I never wear boxers, so I guess out of those two, briefs, but I kind of like jog straps. If I could ask Grant Morrison one question, what would it be? I couldn't just ask him one question. I want to work with him badly one day, but I don't know. I showed another writer. I don't want to name drop, so I showed another writer my comic book script recently, and this was after the release of Multiversity. And this is a writer that has published stuff for DC. Again, not name dropping. But he took one look at the script, read through the script for the first issue, and sort of looked at me and said that it was something like early Grant Morrison would write. And I was like, is that a good thing? And he said, well, people liked that stuff back then. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah, the language just isn't the same. It's like more up to date. But other than that, it's the feel of it is early Grant Morrison. And that, excited me because Grant Morrison is my comic book writing idol. But at the same time, it worried me because when you're very similar to someone, you can't work with them. And I want to work with Grant Morrison. Do you play Minecraft? I used to play Minecraft, but then it got boring. Will you include a reference to YouTube or existing characters in your comic? There's no references to YouTube in my comic, is the answer to that question. Are you wearing lipstick? No, your lips are pretty. Do you mean pretty chapped? Because that's what they are. Do you JoJo, as in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Do you pose? Anime Q&A, make it happen. Maybe one day. I don't know. I've made a couple of anime videos, and they're kind of like... Here's the thing with my anime videos. So my comment section ain't the best comment section on YouTube, but you guys ain't bad either. You know, we're not the worst, but we're definitely... we're sort of in that not bad... We're not all that bad, but we're not the best on YouTube. You know, we're kind of like really good without being the best. We're mediocre. But there's like a minimum amount of toxicness in our comment section. I say ours because you guys comment, and I kind of run the channel that the comment section is on. So it's kind of our comment section. You know, we're not a bad comment community. We stick up for each other where needs be. And if someone's got a question, we answer it. Well, you guys answer it. I don't really respond to comments anymore. I had to stop because I was apparently upsetting people by answering questions. But on my anime videos, the comment section just gets so toxic, like exceptionally toxic. I don't know what all that is about, but I don't like it, and I don't want anything to do with it. And an anime Q&A would kind of promote comments and stuff. I'm not sure I want to deal with that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's something I'd like to investigate, because I wouldn't like to say the anime community is just more toxic than the comics community. Because from what I've experienced, I actually prefer going to anime conventions as opposed to comic book conventions. They're a bit more accepting at anime conventions, like going to the best family reunion ever. So I wouldn't think that online the anime community is more toxic. I don't know. Yeah, like I still read all my comments. I just don't reply to as many. Will Apple Crumble 53 return? So for all of you that don't know, on my old channel, I had a character called Apple Crumble 53 that made fun of makeup tutorials. And she, her voice was like this, and she was Apple Crumble 53, and today she was a Japanese princess stuck in a white person's body. And you can look so Japanese. And that was like the character. Maybe Apple Crumble will return in the future, possibly. It would be interesting if she did. I had an idea for a video where she taught you how to look like a zombie, and she does the makeup and looks exactly like a zombie, and then shoots herself at the end. But I thought that would be a bit too gross, and because she's so innocent, it would feel weird killing her off. Have I known anyone with DID? Yeah, quite a few people actually. Favorite part of being a comic writer? I keep saying this, and I feel like it's passed over a lot, but in comics, anything can happen. Anything has the right to happen. You don't have to limit yourself on the bound. I guess if you're writing for Marvel, you kind of have to stick to the rules of the universe. But this is why I love DC so much. I'm not saying I prefer DC, because I like Marvel's rules and I like the way that universe works. But I also love DC because there are no rules. And if someone comes along and tries setting rules, as soon as they leave, all their rules are broken. And that's why I love being a comic book writer. There are no rules. You can just break them all as much as you like. What is chaos magic? Chaos magic is the dictionary definition. Well, not dictionary definition, is the art of using belief as a tool. And how do you do it? Like use. How do I put this? You need to study a lot of magic. A lot of magic. You know, there are some basic chaos magic things that you can do, like a sigil, which kind of explained already. But other than that, study a lot of magic, combine techniques that work for you. I know I don't really do sigils personally because they don't necessarily work for me. Yeah. Why do I hate Terry McGinnis? I've never said I hated Terry McGinnis. I just don't feel anything towards him. Hey, dear Faust. I've always liked girls, but I feel like guys are just as good. I find my friend Joe quite attractive. Could you give me advice because I'm confused? Whether I'm bi or straight, also you're the best. Well, just go with whatever feels right. I never liked girls, and I knew from about the age of 5 that I liked boys, so I don't know what it would be like to like both genders at once, or both sexes, to be politically correct. But just go with what feels right. If you feel like you like guys, but you also feel like you like girls, you're probably bisexual. And if you get to a point where you're dating a guy and suddenly you feel quite uncomfortable about liking this guy, you might just be straight, and it could just be a thing that you're going through. Or it could just be this one guy in particular is this one guy that you find attractive. I don't put it out there because I don't think anyone's 100% straight or 100% gay. I think there's probably at least one person out there that's of the same sex as someone that you would go out with. I think everyone is a little bit bisexual. Everyone. I don't care if you say, well, I've never been attracted to so-and-so. You might be in the future. You might find one person in the future of yours that's the same sex as you that you're attracted to. Never say never. Do I wear glasses? I should. Don't know where they are. How many days a week do you work out for becoming Robin? 7. 7 days a week. It's a lot of pain, actually. My legs are in a lot of pain today. Do you like the current Teen Titans or Young Avengers more? Well, there isn't a current Young Avengers. I really hated Original Sins. Really hated Original Sins. So if we're talking about what's current, including in terms of the current run on the Teen Titans, that's only got 2 issues, or Original Sins, that was really bad. Probably the current run on the Teen Titans, because it's only had 2 issues, so it's had less time to mess up. And issue number 2, once again, was a solid meh. If you had a lantern ring, what color would you be? I'd just have them all. Just go about stealing them all. At least 3 rings per finger. Of all the Robins, why do you like Tim the most? Tim is everything I aspire to be. He's a strong character, but he doesn't fear feeling his emotions. Yeah, he kind of had to suppress his emotions in his Red Robin series, but the actions he was doing were based upon emotions plus logic. And that's what I want to do. I'm a very emotional person, so I want to be able to feel my emotions, but then apply logic to it as well. You know, some people say that you can either be an emotional thinker or a logical thinker, but Tim is both, and that's what I want to be. I want to be both. Tim Drake's just everything I aspire to be, and that's why I like him. at the most. Have I ever cosplayed? Yes. I don't know if this is already answered, but do you know what universe you'll set your hero in? If you're talking about my comic, it's my own sort of thing. Like, I'm not working for DC, I'm not working for Marvel, so it's my own sort of universe. Would you like to be a Titan? I mean, no. I like reading about the Titans, but the stuff they go through, the drama they have to face, no. Couldn't deal with that. What non-canon story do you wish was canon? All of my favorite stories are canon. I don't get attached to non-canon stories, really. Are you good at manga drawings? I can draw. It takes me forever to do simple stuff, though. And the only stuff I draw these days is hardcore yaoi. So, and that's that. Which Robins would you like to get fucked by? That's not a question I'm going to answer. Nitro Nerd, everyone, it's Nitro Nerd's birthday, so go to his YouTube page and tell him happy birthday. How old am I? I'm in my 20s. I won't reveal my true age, because if a gay person ever reveals their true age, they automatically turn 75 and die. Right, like literally on the spot. So just know I'm in my 20s. Is Faust my real name? Yes. I'm starting college soon, and I'm freaking out. Any advice? See, when I was in college, I didn't have any friends, and it was really hard, and I cried a lot. So make friends. Do you ever read Future's End? And if so, will they wipe out Terminus from the main Earth and New 52? He's not even there yet, though. He's not even in the main continuity yet. Like, from what last thing I read in Future's End was 5 years in the future. So he ain't there yet. If I could put Tim Drake in any yaoi relationship, who would you choose and why? I wouldn't. Tim's not gay. He's not bi. He's straight. We've explored that. I would like. It'd be interesting to see a storyline where he maybe finds himself attracted to guys, but as things stand at the moment, he ain't gay, so I wouldn't put him in a yaoi relationship. I just respect him too much as a character. You know, it's been explicitly pointed out so far that he is straight, so I ain't gonna make him gay. When are you getting an artist? As soon as possible. Well, about an ice bucket challenge. I'm doing one tomorrow, or I'll challenge you. So get your swimsuit ready. I'm not doing it. Research companies before you before you challenge before you do the ice bucket challenge. You know, it's so for everyone that doesn't know, I did research on the ice bucket challenge. So have a lot of people, and it was found out that in 2012 from ALS, the charity only spent $7 out of every 100 on research, and the rest. And although they're a non-profit organization, the rest of that money didn't go on helping people. So I ain't doing the ice bucket challenge until they release a statement to counter that. And I ain't donating until they release a statement to counter that. There are so many more alternative charities setting out to do the same thing. And I'd just rather donate to one of them and not promote one that everyone's going on about. How long will it be before you're a DC writer? If we keep saying it... So I know not everyone believes in chaos magic like I do, but part of my beliefs is that if enough people keep thinking something and have it actively in their brain, and enough people keep saying something, it brings it into reality. It brings it to the foreground. So just, if you want to see me write for DC, if you do, just think about it. Like once a day, just think, I'd like to see Faust write for DC Comics. Just once a day. Because if 40,000 people did that every day, it would happen. Are you still playing DC Universe Online? Not as much. Is it weird to have you as a role model? Oh, I'm the worst role model. No, please don't. Faust, can you marry me? I'm already marrying someone else, I'm sorry. Will you ever get a tattoo? Yes. And if so, where? I want gears going from a spiral here to around and down my arm there, and from there all down to my ankle. Just gears, interlocking, different sizes, different shapes. I want it really badly, but I don't want to get it too early in my life. I'll probably get it when I'm about 25, just because, I'm below 25. I'm in my 20s, but I'm below 25. But I'm above 20. So that gives you a frame of space. Yeah. I don't know. I'm an actor, so we'll see how things go. Why am I putting comedy in your videos? Because I'm a comedian, and I missed comedy a lot. What necklace am I wearing? This was a necklace that was given to me by my mother when I was very, very young, back when I was baby Faust. And I've worn it pretty much every day for my entire life. So yeah, new Red Robin suit or old? New Red Robin suit, old Red Robin personality. Do you want a female main character in Persona 5? Or do you want an option of what gender to play as? I want an option of what sex to play as, and I also want customizable costumes, and I also want... Yeah. Name your worst habits. I don't trust people, which doesn't sound like a bad habit, but I could be friends with someone for 3, 4, 5 years, and I still wouldn't trust them. I don't know why I went into a southern accent, but no, I don't. Yeah, I don't trust people, and it's just to do with stuff that's happened to me through my life. Ain't had the easiest of lives. Although I come across as glamorous on camera. Yeah, ain't had too easy of lives. So yeah, I just don't trust people. Faust Senpai, how strong are you? Well, most of you are Americans, so this might mean nothing to you unless you convert it. But when it comes to bench presses on chest day, I'm now pressing 17.5 kilograms. And then on incline, I'm pressing 17.5 for 2 sets and then 15 for 1 because I just can't do that last one. Do you think there will ever be a return to the old continuity from the New 52? I don't think we'll ever return to the old continuity, but what I do think could happen is if they start gradually revisiting the old continuity in comics, just here and there, just revisiting them, and then a crisis event could happen that would once again merge the New 52 with the old continuity, so it would slightly shift the New 52 back to look like the old continuity. And it could do certain things like bring back the old image of Wally West, restore the history of the Titans, just certain things like that. Do you think the major comic icons would die out? They've been alive longer than me, so no. When did you first start writing comics, and how do you go about writing them? Is it like writing a script for a TV where you have to include like stage directions? So writing comics, the best way of describing it is you're telling the artist what to draw page by page, panel by panel. So say like, I guess it's hard to explain. I guess it would be like, I don't know how to explain. Like, if I just use an example from my own comic, there is a scene where everyone is in a watchtower, and it's going on. I won't name my characters because I don't want to give spoilers. But there's a scene in a watchtower, and I describe the watchtower first, and the walls are covered in something called mirror matter. So I say something like, characters stand around watchtower table. Hologram shows picture of Earth. Left side of room on fire. No one's questioning it. It's totally natural. Walls covered in mirror matter. And then you start describing each character in that scene, like their positions, and then you script. How do you get your hair fluffy like that? By making it actually really solid and not fluffy at all. It's spiked up with lots of hairspray. What is your favorite Green Lantern? Quite like Hal. I like Hal Jordan, but I preferred him as the Spectre, but I also like him the best out of all the current Green Lanterns. If there was a new continuity, what would you change in the DC universe? I don't know what I'd change. See, this is the thing. I can work in a set-up fictional universe, but when it comes to changing that whole universe, like, that is a big job. And that is a multiple writer's job. You can't just sit there and go, right, I'll change that. I'd restore back to the old universe because I was so involved with that universe from a very young age. If you're a champion in the Pokemon series, what would your team be? Pichu, Gardevoir, another Pichu, another Gardevoir, just a Pokeball, and a Ditto. Do with that what you will. Could you have some of your friends featured on your channel? I'd have a friend. I know who she is, and she knows who she is, and she's watching right now. Her name is AmiRose311. Go and subscribe to her on YouTube. But other than that, no, I don't. There are certain people from YouTube that I'd like to work with. That, like, I'd love to work with Amy Dallin. Amy Dallin, I think, would be so much fun to work with. Comic Book Girl 19, love to work with her. Certain people from around YouTube, I think, would be great to work with. I'd love to be on. I don't know how many of you watch Polaris, but I'd love to watch. No, I'd love to be on Friend Zone by Polaris. I'm actually part of Maker Gen, which is like another part of the Maker network that Polaris is a part of, but one of the benefits of being part of MakerGen is once your channel gets big enough, you can actually move over to Polaris if you make the right kind of stuff, which I do. So hopefully soon I'll be part of Polaris, and then I could be on Friend Zone. They could maybe do like a comic book special episode. How do you like a superhero? How would you like a superhero TV show if you don't like Arrow or Flash? Arrow and Flash are just basic. They're so basic. The costuming is horrible, so good costumes. The costumes are god awful in Flash, especially. That Flash costume is so bad. And it tells you how you should be feeling. Comics never tell you how you should be feeling. But those shows do. And I hate that. I hate that in a TV show. I just hate that in a TV. Like, I get so angry when I think about it. What YouTube network are you part of? Well, I'm part of MakerGen. Which used to be RPM. And RPM, no one really liked, but I preferred it. Faust is my given name. Faust, what is your favorite scary movie? I like Scary Movie 2, if that's what you mean. But if you mean horror movie, oh, I watched this terrifying movie the other day. Yeah, I watched this terrifying movie the other day. Like, it wasn't really a movie, actually. It was a TV show, to be fair. It just scared me so hard. Like, I couldn't sleep for days after. It was called America's Next Top Model. And I still have nightmares about it. Do you feel like DC is trying to make all their superheroes act a bit like Batman? A little bit, yeah. Certain things are just going on that I'm like, oh, that's not what that character does. My favorite Marvel movie is Captain America: Winter Soldier. It really made people think, and I appreciate that in movies. Like, I eat that kind of thing up. Have I seen the Constantine pilot? Yeah. It's like they tried taking Hellblazer and then gave it the Supernatural makeover. And I'm not a Supernatural fan, so... So that's a thing. What's your favorite Marvel? I just answered that. How much longer is this haircut gonna hangout? Oh, hangout gonna last. I thought you said haircut. I'm thinking on another hour and a half. Another hour and a half. Here's a possible name for your cat. Spectre. No, he doesn't suit that. My cat, he is an idiot. My cat is real. Yeah, he's an idiot. But he's cute. He's really cute. And he likes me the best, which is great. But he's really stupid. He does things like... So, we've got like this clothing line, which is obviously like... I don't know if you have them in America, but it's like a square, but it's all wires, and the wires go diagonally down. It makes sense if you look at it. But obviously, since they're wires, you can't stand on them, and you can clearly sort of fall through them. But the cat decided he wanted to stand on the fence and then jump into the clothing line, and then he was shocked when he fell through it. Yeah. I've already shown you the cat. Okay, let's check Facebook again. Should probably check Facebook and Twitter a hell of a lot more. Actually, let's check Twitter first because I don't get as much stuff on there. Okay, nothing really all that important on Twitter. No offense if you've sent me something on Twitter. What do I think of Batman Assault on Arkham? Haven't seen it. Don't have time. Reading too many comics. Hannah Kitty Slater on Facebook says, what's the most common question you get asked? The most common question I get asked is, will you do the history of... Will you do the history of... And my response is always the same. Please read my FAQ. Do you go to conventions? Yes. Do you cosplay? I am going to be over this next year. I've got a official Becoming Robin cosplay list, and you can see all the events I'm going to over the next year. What kind of conventions? Both comic book conventions and anime conventions. And which is my favorite convention? From what I've been to, I went to San Diego Comic-Con once years ago, and I really enjoyed that. But that was quite a while ago. London MCM, I love. I love London MCM. It's where my heart is. First convention. So, are you closer to being able to make videos about Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Storm, Jean Grey, Rogue, Scarlet Witch? You don't need to ask me if I'm getting closer to those. You can check out my Patreon. It's linked in the description of all of my videos. Other than this video. How do comics impact society? Do you see them as capable of having long-lasting impact and some stories becoming you know what I mean, classics? What universal themes do you catch often? What themes would you like to see more of? I want to ask deep, thought-provoking questions this time. I'm sure you don't see a lot of that. Comics impact society in sort of a weird way, because comics are underground, and even then, not everyone who reads comics genuinely thinks about what they're reading. They read comics because they want superhero action, which is why not necessarily the comics of the best storylines sell the best. But people that do understand the hidden messages in there, I believe, are people that can bring forward change, and that's how comics impact society. I believe comics sort of push people that have the ability to bring about change into bringing about change. And there's obviously also the lessons, like in X-Men Halloween Death. How long does it take me to style my hair? Depends. Because I can't wash it every day, because anyone with this type of coloured hair will tell you that you just don't wash it every day. So if I'm sort of waking up the next day with brushed out hairspray in it, about 5 minutes, because it's already kind of stiff. Do I live in England or America? I live in England. I'm not American. I don't want to be American. But I am moving there because my fiance lives there. Which don't mind, because we're gonna live in LA. LA seems nice, but I'm scared about leaving my family. Do you like the new Sims 4 game? No. And are you going to play it? No, I ain't gonna support that. Taking out pools and toddlers, even though they've been in every Sims game so far. Will you do a meetup at the next London/Manchester MCM? Yes. I'll probably tweet when I'm at London MCM or post it on my Facebook wall. And yeah, I don't. Do you ship Hulkling and Wiccan? I don't do shipping, if I'm in all honesty. But since they're already going out, they're a cute couple. Where, most likely, will your comics be sold? Well, it's the goal to have Image publish them. So if Image publishes them, hopefully at your local comic book shop. Yeah. And if Image won't publish my comics, maybe I'll make it into a webcomic, I'm not sure. Do I like Keeping Up with the Kardashians? No. No, I don't. I'm new to comics and I'm young. What DC comics do you suggest? Most DC comics are for teenage plus, if I'm honest. I think Little Gotham or the Tiny Titans would be good if you're very young. No, this is not almost over, N7 Normandy. How did you like the Superior Spider-Man? I loved the Superior Spider-Man. I didn't want it to be over, but I kind of wanted it to be over at the same time. It was a weird situation for me. What is your favorite comic storyline? Just because of how it ended, always sticks with me. It was the storyline where Stephanie finally became Robin, and then she died. Because that's a storyline that, like, while there are storylines that mean more to me and stick and sort of exist more in my mind, that one sticks out to me. Because no one was expecting Stephanie to die. No one. And it's hard to read her death because of the way she's talking as she's dying. It's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching. Like, I can't read it without crying. What company is your comic about? DC Marvel? It's a commentary on the whole comic book industry. Well, rather, all of media, not just comic books. What would your dream home look like? It would float. Um, and if I wanted to live in a country for a day, it'll just kind of hover over to that country. Yeah. And it would have a pool and would be by the beach. How would it be by the beach if it's floating all over the world? I don't know. You answer that for yourself. Writers have been getting their Teen Titans right since 1960. Why have they messed it up now? It just was bound to happen sooner or later. You know, they haven't been getting it right since the 1960s. There was that really weird run in the 90s, then it wasn't that good. You know, so they were bound to get it wrong sooner or later. Will I change my hair for becoming Robin? I'll change my eyebrows, but other than that, no, because lace front wigs exist. And human hair wigs exist. And, you know, you can't clock a lace front. I'm sorry. How much money do comic book artists get? Do you know? And how much is it? It depends on how much they get paid, but whereas writers get paid per issue sold, comic book artists don't get paid for that. They get paid a lump fee. Comic book artists don't get paid much. They don't get paid squat, really. Unfortunately. Is your comic like a parody of today's world? Kind of. It's a bit more serious than a parody. Will I do a movie review? Maybe one day in the future. I don't know. I'm not really a movie reviewer. That's not really my shtick. I'm a comic book guy, not a movie guy. I might review some anime once the season is over, though. I've got a lot of things to say about dramatic murder. Or dramatical murder. a lot of things to say about it. Mainly being don't ever trust a company that tries making an anime out of a video game. There are obviously some nice butts in comics. Who do you think has the nicest? Dick Grayson. I'm sorry, you just can't. Yeah. Do you want to open your own comic shop? No. I don't want to be tied down anywhere. So no. Would you like to see a Deadpool movie? Not particularly. Did I watch the Batman 1966 Batman TV show? No, because I wasn't alive then. Is there a way that I can change mycomicshop.com in Great British Pounds instead of US dollars? To display, no, but you can still pay in Great British Pounds. What did I think about the Legion book? If you have read it yet, I've read about half of it. I've just been really busy recently, and I think it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. Why do you think comic book artists are not paid much? I don't know. Please tell your opinion of Dramatical Murder. I will if I make a video about it. And if I don't, well, that's something we'll cover in the next AMA. Nerd or geek, they're the same thing. I hate it when people say, there's a difference between nerd or geek. They're the same thing. I don't care what anyone says. Society classes them as the same thing these days. That makes them the same thing. When are you going to America? No idea at this point in time. Who's your favorite Guardians of the Galaxy member? In comics, Gamora. In the movie, Groot. Yeah. Do you think Persona 4 Golden, the animation, is better than the original? I've only seen 3 episodes so far, if I'm honest. It's the type of show that I want to watch in bulk, I think. So we'll see how that goes. We will see how that goes. Okay, let's check Facebook again. There's nothing on Facebook. Can I send you some art for potential artist for your comic? You would not be my potential artist because you're on the internet. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude about that, but you're on the internet and I've said that I want to work for local artists. Or rather, I want local artists to work for me. I don't mean to be rude when I say stuff like that, but... What do you think about the new Pokemon X and Y TV series? I won't be watching it. I kind of grew out of watching Pokemon. It gets boring after about 7 years. If given the chance, would you like to write a story with Tim and Osiris? Not working together, no. I don't know how I'd place them together. What's your favorite kind of art style? So obviously I love comic book art. It's just got this charm about it that I absolutely love. But if it's not comic book art, then I really like sort of medieval tapestry art. I could look at that for ages. Or just medieval folky art. I don't know what it is, but I really love that stuff. Are you going to watch the Nightwing film thing on YouTube? Maybe, if I get a chance. Like, I'm a busy person, if I'm not honest. So I don't know. Especially now that I'm making 5 videos a week. Really busy. Okay, we got a question on Facebook. We're 4 things on Facebook. Do you ever want to make an anime about your comics? No, but I'd like to make a cartoon. So there's like a distinction of anime that I think a lot of younger anime fans aren't aware of. That anime is animation from Japan. I don't think my comic would work with Japanese humor unless it was butchered, but it could work with Western humor. So. And, thanks for the congrats for 40,000. Do you want to see Darkseid in the DC Cinematic Universe? I just don't want there to be a DC Cinematic Universe if what I've seen is accurate so far. Like, let's face it, we all know, like, we shouldn't be judging it. We shouldn't be judging it, but I'm pretty sure we're all 90% convinced that this Batman versus Superman, the Dawn of Justice thing, is going to be pretty bad. We're all like 90% convinced by this point, aren't we? I'm just going to assume you're saying yes because I'm looking at a webcam. So, is there a comic book hero that you absolutely can't stand? I hate Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. I can't stand him. I can't stand Iron Man either. Absolutely hate Iron Man. Especially after Civil War. I think those 2 characters claim to be thinkers, when in actual fact they're short-term thinkers. They're not long-term thinkers. And I don't think you can claim to be a long-term thinker or claim to be a thinker unless you think long-term. Faust, I would like to back your Patreon for 100 a month. I just need to know that you do awesome things. Like, if my content doesn't speak for itself, then I don't know how else to convince you. I want to do awesome things. Keep saying I want to do big things. If my content don't prove that, I don't know what to tell you. Do you think they could do Trigon for Justice League 3? Trigon's a Titans guy. Don't know why the Justice League would be up against Trigon. I wouldn't like to see that. I've already answered a question about horror movies, Kadeem. If I ignore your question, then don't type it in capitals. It's probably because I've already answered it. How do I start reading comics? Just dive right in. Dive right in. Do I think Nightwing could work as a movie? Maybe. Who do I think is the best role model in comics? That's different for everyone. Like, your role model is who you aspire to be. So that's different for everyone. There is no best role model. Do you think Stan Lee takes too much credit for some of the characters he says he's made? Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I don't. There's no doubt about that these days. Okay, see you around, Nitro Nerd. What comic book character could never have a movie? Well, team-wise, I firmly, and I stand by this, still believes that Titans could never work as a movie. They would not work on the big screen. They would not work in live action. Don't care what anyone says. You're wrong if you think they could. But aside from the Titans, I would have said Shazam, but that's happening now. Red Tornado. I couldn't see there being a Red Tornado movie. Actually, I think that could work, though. Weirdly. How do I start writing a comic? You learn how to write first, and then it will come naturally from there. Do I think Jason Todd is a lot better fighter compared to his pre-New 52 self? No, because he was pretty good in the Batman and Robin series. Do I have any of my original characters published? No. Nothing that I've done is published yet. Which male character in DC do I think has the largest fan base? Batman. Could the Young Avengers work in a movie? Maybe. Will you do another by issue this year? Hopefully. I'm looking at, for the one I'm working at the moment, my goal is by the end of September, I want it out. Sorry, I just thought I heard my cat, and I was like, how did he get in here? What would you play in Rather Effective after Wind Waker? Would you play Catherine or Akami? I want to finish Persona 3 before I do anything else on Rather Effective. Like, Wind Waker is done for me. Like, I recorded all of that weeks ago. It's just scheduled now. It's scheduled. It puts itself up. So, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe Catherine. Most overrated character in comics. Most overrated is Batman. Batman's a great character, don't get me wrong. I love Batman. I love me some bats. But, he's a bit overrated, unfortunately. When you get published, will you let us know on YouTube? You know YouTube would be one of the first places I'm talking about as soon as I know when my comic's getting released. Obviously, I can't talk about it in pre-production periods, but as soon as I know when it's getting released, you know I'd be straight on YouTube. If I get you a capture card, will you do a Mega Ruby? It doesn't work like that with the 3DS. Unfortunately, you can't just record on a capture card. I've already got a capture card. That's how I record all my console stuff. I have no idea who Angry Joe is. Do you have any indie comics that you follow? Yeah, I follow quite a few indie comics. I don't really talk about them on this channel because I know not many of you guys are really here to learn about indie comics as much as I wish I could promote them. You know, I'm following Imperial at the moment, Sex Criminals. I love Sex Criminals. No. A lot of Image stuff. Rise and Magi. Favorite Persona character? Kanji. Gotta stick with my gay. Kanji. Let's check Twitter again. One new thing on Twitter. Never mind. Okay, let's check Facebook. What defines a good villain? The best villains that I think are villains is like the Joker and people like that. They're terrifying because you don't know necessarily why they're a villain. You kind of, and also you don't necessarily know why they're doing what they're doing. I think like that shroud of mystery and not knowing is the scary part, and I think that's what defines a good villain. Um, do you have an interest in parkour? Um, a few years ago I did, but now I'm more into like I really want to do gymnastics. I did so. Going back to Babyfaust, I did classical ballet from the age of 4 to the age of 14. 10 years, yeah. And as a result, I'm incredibly flexible for my age, like still, because I didn't want to lose that flexibility. Um, so for a male that hasn't really had that much training in dance or gymnastics, I'm incredibly flexible. I was talking to my friend recently who is a gymnastics trainer, and I said, yeah, I'd like to do gymnastics, but I'm an incredibly competitive person, so I don't know that I could do it and compete in anything. She goes, yeah, you could, and I went, what do you mean? She goes, the reason so many people say that you need to be 8 or 9 years old when you first start stuff like that isn't because of bone structure or muscle structure or anything. Your body don't start. Your body doesn't finish changing until you're like in your 50s. The reason it's so hard is because you have to learn the basics, which means learning with children and seeing children better than you. And most adults don't have the will to put up with that. So I was like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, but if you really want to do it and really want to be dedicated to it, there is no reason why a person of my age or older, as long as they're about under 50, could be good at it. You know, I got to thinking, and I read this thing, it just takes 8 years of dedication to become really good at something. 8 years. That's not long at all. Do you think you'll be able to make t-shirts? That's already in the works. Can you do a fan meetup in the south of England? Maybe one day. Not now. I'm kind of too busy at the moment. Like when MCM comes out, I'm definitely going to sort of tweet that I'm there. But would you have voted to kill off Jason Todd? Yes, because I've read those comics and he was kind of annoying. Oh, hold on, everyone. Hey, what do you want? Come in then. Come on. Oh, you're just gonna lay down there? Okay. Well, you lick your foot, but I've got a live stream to do, cat. Sorry about that, was my cat. Are you excited for Clary and the Witch Boy in October, and what direction do you think it will take? I'm excited for it. I have no idea where it's going to go. I read the description. I've just been like, I don't know how this is going to work, but I think it will be cool. Do you think the way Supergirl broke up with Power Boy is funny? Thought it was painful. That was the point of it. So yeah. Favorite Persona game? Mine's probably Persona 3. I liked Persona 3 so much. I've played 1 and 2. So many people accuse me of not doing it because I didn't include them in my history, but I've played them. They're fun. I don't know. I kind of want to redo that History of Persona video, but I want to redo a lot of my early history videos, like everything right from the beginning up to my History of Beast Boy, which is quite a lot of history videos. How important is a costume to a comic book hero or villain? Is it strange when they revamp a character's costume? So for characters like Batman, No, because his costume has been constantly changing, but it's always been similar looking. But for a character like Superman, yeah, it's important because that costume was part of the icon. You know, a costume becomes part of the icon. So you always need to keep that in mind. Like, the costume is important because it's part of the icon. Thoughts on Star Wars Episode 7? I've never seen a Star Wars movie the whole way through, and my fiance tried showing me the original three, and I fell asleep during the first one of the original three. So that's how I feel about Star Wars. What element would you like to bend or control? Well, you keep asking. No, I don't watch Legend of Korra. I don't like it. But I did watch Legend of Aang, and I would probably control water. I like the idea that I can heal as well as attack. Does Superman have briefs yet? No. Needs be, I'll go to DC and pin them on him. Have you played Project Diva F? Yes. Will you play Project F second? Maybe. Maybe. That's my answer to that. I liked Project Diva a lot. Why do you think superheroes like Dick have to change into darker characters? It's not that they have to change into darker characters, just like changing as a person is a part of life, and he didn't necessarily change into a darker character from when he became Nightwing. He just became more independent, and people for some reason associated that with being dark. It was only in the New 52 where they tried making him dark, and it didn't really work, and it's still not really working, and this whole spy thing is the worst idea I've ever heard. Are you a good swimmer? I swam competitively for 10 years, so yes. Let's refresh Facebook. Really, I don't know where that end of that sentence was going, so I'm sorry about that. Oh, here's one. Why do you come across as bitchy on your AMAs? Oh, Q&As. Why do you come across as bitchy in your Q&As? If you're talking about like comics Q&A, I don't think I came across as bitchy. So many people were like, "You come across as bitchy. You need to ease up on things," and I was just like, "Shut up." That was obviously bitchy, but I don't think I ever come across as bitchy on my Q&As in particular. Like here, this is a bit more relaxed because it's not scripted or edited. But on like comics Q&A, that's scripted, and I just treat it as people ask me a question, I answer it, and I kind of am very factual about it. Yeah. What swimming club did you go to? I just went to my town's swimming club. You won't know the details because I don't know where you. I don't want you knowing where I live. Your favorite anime? I really like Free at the moment, but I really like Madoka Magica. But I really like Sailor Moon. But I really like Free. Do you think Raven and Robin should become a couple because people say their names are both birds? I think that's the silliest thing ever. They're both birds, so let's make them a couple. No. It's silly. Would you do a Let's Play of Minecraft or Pokemon? No. Go and watch the thousands of other Minecraft, or millions of other Minecraft Let's Plays if you really want to see one. But I won't be doing that. I don't think I could add anything new to the Minecraft mix. I don't find it fun either. I ain't gonna do something that I don't find fun. Will you do a Draw My Life thing? I'm going to be doing a Draw My Life once I hit 100,000 subscribers. Are you enjoying Batman Eternal? If so, when will the next episode of the series be? The goal is Friday, unless I get a better idea. How is Workouts for Becoming Robin taking its effects on your body? My body's changed a lot. I have gone up. My chest has grown, so a lot of my t-shirts are fitting a lot tighter, especially around like the sleeves. But I've dropped to waist sizes in terms of jeans, so my body's kind of getting that triangle shape, which is very good. I've lost, like, everyone who doesn't exercise gets love handles, and I've lost them because I've been exercising, which is very good. So yeah, my body's totally changed, and if you actually look at some of my older videos and compare it to now, my face shape has changed as well. So yeah, totally changed. Totally changed. Favorite character ever? Tim Drake. Tim Drake. Just can't get enough of him. He's like my role model. I reread that Robin series so much, so. Have you ever been attracted to an animated character and that you would marry them if they were real? I picked Polin from The Legend of Korra. I've been attracted to animated characters, but I don't necessarily think I'd marry them if I was real. Maybe I'd sleep with them if I wasn't with my current fiance. I mean, my fiance essentially told me that he could leave me for Suzaku from Code Geass, which kind of hurt me at the time, but now I got over it because, like, well, Suzaku ain't real, but I am. What do I think of Multiversity? I like it. I said I liked it in the video, so yeah. Is Donna trying the new 52? Not yet, no. I want to be honest, I took the don't wish anyone dead thing to heart and think that when I get angry and I would wish someone dead. Sorry, I don't know what you said. When did you realize Aquaman was actually a good character? It wasn't a case of... I don't know. I liked Aquaman for a long time. And then I kind of fell out of love with him and just kind of gave into the peer pressure of, yeah, Aquaman's a bad character. But then I started rereading him and realized, actually, he's not bad at all. If you could switch places with Tim Drake, would you? No, because I like my parents alive. My parents put up with me and accepted me because even though I'm gay, which is a really rare thing. But my parents told me from so when I was very young, when I was about 3, I showed signs of being gay when I was very young, and my parents couldn't decide whether I was going to turn out gay or turn out transsexual. So apparently, when I was very young, they started saving for a sex change operation for me just in case. That's the type of parents I had. I consider myself so fortunate. but I wouldn't switch places with Tim Drake because that would mean giving up my current parents. I love them to pieces. I'm very fortunate that I've got parents that actually give two shits about me and not the person they want me to be. Do I think Red Hood is overrated? It surprised me how much the internet likes Red Hood. I didn't think the internet, because I've never really been one way or the other about him. It's like, Red Hood, he's there. The internet loves him. That surprised me quite a bit. Do you think Multiversity would be hard for newcomers to read? Incredibly hard. Don't touch anything Grant Morrison if you're new to comics. Just stop right there. Don't touch anything Grant Morrison. Start doing other stuff. Would you do a video on manga? Maybe. What's your opinion on the way the public in the Marvel Universe treats mutants? As technically every human in that universe with superpowers is a mutant. In my point of view, as a gay person, I think it's disgusting. I am a minority, so yeah. Were you adopted? No, I wasn't adopted. Don't know why you would get that opinion. My parents are my parents. What's your favorite game that you've ever played? Journey, or Final Fantasy IX, or Fable 2. Does Wonder Girl's costume in the New 52 remind you of the costume Donna Troy died in? Wonder Girl's costume in the New 52 reminds me of Wonder Girl's costume before the New 52. Plus a bit more armor. What kind of Superman movie do you want to see besides Briefs? A movie that... I've already answered that, actually. If I win the lottery tonight, can I pay for your everything? Just give me... If you win the lottery tonight, as in the jackpot, just give me £1 million. That'll pay for my everything forever. Move out to LA, start doing collabs with other YouTubers. You said you have black relatives, but you're white. Yep. Most of my family is black. But I'm not adopted. Now start thinking about how family trees work, because I don't want to explain my family, do you? What Marvel DC characters do you like to see team up / face off? I don't like to see crossovers, in all honesty. I don't think they're relevant most of the time. Is it difficult having 100 people asking you so many questions? Not really. How do you think Tim just fit? What? Do you like horror films? I've already answered that. Strike Facebook again because my phone buzzed. Was the first anime I ever watched? First anime I ever watched. It was Monster Rancher. It was on Fox Kids in the UK. Yeah. Yeah, Monster Rancher. How many pounds is $10 in American? Okay, let's get a converter up. $10 is £6.03. Oh, the exchange rate must be really good. For Americans, at least, not for English people. It's really bad for English people at the moment. Some white families have black children. Genetics are unpredictable. That's not what happened to my family. What country would you visit if you had the chance? I'd like to visit Japan again one day. I want to go to Vietnam. I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to Hong Kong, South Korea, Australia. So many places. Can you speak Spanish? No. Yeah. None of Sandman was bad. Person asked, what's the worst run on Sandman comics? None of Sandman was bad. Who would win, the Doom Patrol or the Titans? Why would they even fight? Did I watch the Birds of Prey show? No, it never showed in the UK. What's your favourite New 52 only character? Bunker. I had to think about that, but Bunker. Yeah, Bunker. I don't know, I connect to him so much. And he's so happy. You don't see that nearly enough. Okay. Spider-Man or Batman? I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, so Batman. If he's live, why is it running like a regular video? It's not. It says Google Plus Live in the corner. What did you get in your GCSEs and what subjects did you pick? So in my school, we had quite a lot of compulsory subjects, but we were an art school. So I was able to take quite a few more art subjects that were worth a bit more. So I chose to take music, art, and performing arts. And I got all A's and B's, and I didn't revise once. And I didn't do most of my coursework. So, yeah. Did you imagine yourself where you are now when you were younger? Where did you yourself being by now? When I was younger, I thought I would be in university at this point, in all honesty. Then I didn't go to university because education sucks. I went to college, but not university. So yeah. But then I ended up doing online university, and they're like, do it at your own pace. You can do it over 5 years' time. And I did it over 6 months, and they're like, oh, you did this too fast. And I was like, you didn't say how fast I could do it. Did I watch Assault on Arkham? I've already said I haven't. Okay. In your comic books, do you think you'll have crossovers? No. I don't hold the rights to any DC characters, so I don't know why I would cross over to them. If Damian was not the 5th Robin, who would you choose? It would be Carrie Kelly. What do you think about the Nightwings? Well, it's a fan-created web series, so... Bunker Rules, how do you feel about him in the new Titans run? How do you think about the new Titans run after the new issue? You know, there's only been 2 issues out. You just can't judge a whole series based upon 2 issues. Both issues just a solid meh. They ain't good, but they ain't bad. They're just meh. Am I going to play Arkham Knight? Maybe. I need to play the other Arkham games first. I own them. Just haven't played them. Do you know what your next video is going to be about? Yeah. And you'll find out when it's up. Do you think that parts of the New 52 are bad because some things have been good for so long? No, they were bad because they were bad. Yeah, some things in New 52 which is bad. Would you visit Latin America if you had the chance? Maybe. I know I want to visit like Mayan ruins one day. So maybe. I want to visit South America. Would you play the Gears of War games or read the comics? Maybe. What superhero are you most like? The one I'm most like is either Osiris or yeah, it's either Osiris or Wiccan. I feel like I'm like a strong cross between Osiris and Wiccan. Where do I buy my t-shirts? The Robin t-shirt I'm wearing at the moment was from superherostuff.com or something like that. Yeah. And then the Dolphins are just gay sharks one. That was a gift. Most of my t-shirts that I wear on my channel are actually a gift because I don't dress like in just t-shirts in everyday life. I dress a bit more over the top, very fashion conscious person. Well, did you ever visit Texas? Yeah, I'd love to visit Texas one day. Did you like the New 52 Animal Man? Mostly, yeah. When do you think you'll have the budget to make the Superboy video? Who knows? What is it about Mass Effect you like? I liked the story of the first two, and I haven't played number 3 yet. What female Marvel character should get her own movie? I'd like Carol to get her own movie. I think Carol would be great to have her own movie. But other than her, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Have your thoughts on New 52 Starfire changed? Since my History of Starfire video, yes, which is why I followed it up with my On Starfire Sexuality video. Have you ever been to Hot Topic? Yeah, and they had like this Adventure Time special going on, and I bought so many Adventure Time things. Because I really like Adventure Time. Who would win, Namor or Aquaman? In a Speedo wearing contest, Namor. In a thinking contest, Namor. In a controlling the seas contest, Aquaman. Do you like the How It Should Have Ended series on YouTube? Yes, and I especially loved the Frozen one, where it turns out that they should have just joined the X-Men. I loved that. Do you want Damien to come back? Of course I want Damien to come back. What superhero do you have a crush on? Would you date? I don't know that I would date a superhero, because that would be a lot of responsibility, and I'd probably get killed. Has a comic book or movie ever changed your way of thinking or living? Yeah, Flex Mentallo changed my way of thinking and living. I love Flex Mentallo. A lot of Grant Morrison stuff has actually really changed my way of thinking. Thoughts on Attack on Titan? That's my thought on Attack on Titan. I don't know, but I didn't. I don't know. I didn't enjoy it as much as everyone else did. Um, do you think that Dazzler could get her own movie and pull it off? I don't know. Maybe. I love Dazzler, but I think she needs to be. They'd need to follow the original comics quite closely. And no, I've never played the Adventure Time phone app. Your thoughts on the Neon Genesis Evangelion franchise? It's always there. It's always there. Did you know that Raven is the voice of Bubbles in Powerpuff Girls? And yeah, that's common knowledge by now. You ain't special for knowing that. Would you write about Flex when you're working for DC? Maybe. He's not a character that's very easy to touch. I'd like to do stuff with him, but he's not a character that's overly easy to do stuff with. Would you like to see Magneto and Charles switch powers? Maybe. Actually, no. Magneto's powers just suit him as a person, Charles's powers just suited him as a person. Do you want to have wings? I'd like to fly. I don't know. Like, wings I just think might be annoying when you had to poo. Because, like, when you sit down, wouldn't they, like, brush into the back of the toilet? And the back of the toilet always feels gross and cold. I don't want to be touching that. And also, it would be a bitch to find t-shirts. What Stephen King novel is your favourite? It. It is my favourite. Have you ever played a Lego Batman game? No. No. What is your favourite comic series? My all-time favourite comic series is the 1980s and the New Teen Titans. I loved the Titans. Oh, I still love the Titans. If Damien's brought back and he eventually goes past Robin like all the others did, what do you think he would call himself? I don't know, honestly. If you could, would you write a Red Robin series? Yes. I would love to write Red Robin for DC. If you could portray a character in a movie, who would it be? I'd like to be Wiccan if they made a Young Avengers movie. In fact, if they made a Young Avengers movie and didn't call me in, I'd be really offended. Like, because let's face it, guys, I am Wiccan, just a bit more sassy. If you can have a superpower, which would it be? Reality manipulation. Name a superhero from your comic, please. Her. That's one character's name in my comic. Her. Do you think we'll ever get a good Superman game? I do. He's misunderstood. I don't know. I'm always a bit weird on movies, games that are based off of movies. So long as they set out to make a Superman game, but not a Superman game that's based off of the movies. Why did Damien get killed? Because it was planned from the moment that he was created. What's your favorite Teen Titans issue? I have it in plastic packaging around here somewhere. So it was Teen Titans, issue number 6, volume 3, from 2003, when the Titans had to stand up for themselves against their mentors. So much fun. How come you don't like Terry McGinnis and Batman Beyond? I've never said I don't like Terry McGinnis. I don't know why people have that impression. I've said that I have no feelings about Terry McGinnis, which doesn't mean I don't like him. It means I've got no feelings. Her, like him in Powerpuff Girls? Okay, I'll explain her because she doesn't really appear that much. Her's power is the ability to be the third wheel in any situation. In any given situation. Which, you know, sounds like it will make her quite shy. And she is. She's a very shy character. But the power comes in useful at times. This doesn't happen in the comic, but say like that you had that power and you and your 2 friends were being chased by a murderer, she would be the last one to be able to escape. She would probably survive. It doesn't happen in the comic, but just saying. What are your thoughts on the Young Justice show? I've already explained that so many times. What's your favourite Batman Eternal issue? I quite liked the issue that came out this week, issue 20. Really enjoyed it. Lots of very interesting interactions. Which Teen Titan would you be and why? Probably Tim, because I set out to try and be him every day. Yeah, probably Tim. Who's your favorite? What is your favorite Flash? So Wally West is my favorite Flash because he was obviously the Flash for the longest amount of time that I was aware. Or that way I was alive. Probably for most of you too. Have you ever gone to the Tokyo shop in London? You mean Tokyo Toys in Trocadero? Yep. Been there many, many times. Don't buy from there, it's overpriced. Yeah. Tokyo Toys, it was fun when I was young, and don't buy their circle lenses. I got them and my eye got a really bad infection. I gotta suit them. Thoughts on Earth 2? I don't read it, honestly. Yeah, I don't read it. Your favorite hero created by Grant Morrison? He wasn't created by Grant Morrison, but Grant Morrison's take on Clarion is my favorite thing. Like one of my favorite things that Grant has done with heroes. Do you read Little Gotham? Yes, I did read Little Gotham. It's a lot of fun. I liked the Halloween special one. For your cosplay series, could you cosplay Wally? For information on who I'm cosplaying, please go to my Facebook page. I have an official cosplay list up in my notes, or my documents, whatever it's called. Da-da-da. Refresh the page, because there's nothing on Facebook. Check Twitter. There's nothing there either. 40,000 already? I know, I can't believe it either. Do you think Harley Quinn will ever be shown on the big screen? Possibly. What was the worst part of the New 52? For me personally, it was Etrigan. Etrigan the Demon. That was really disappointing. Do you think the Teen Titans animated series should be brought back? What should be done with it? At this point, no. I think we should just let it rest where it was. It was a really fun thing where it was, but now it should just be left to rest. What do you think of the Fantastic Four reboot? I was disappointed with it. I don't know why, but I got really excited for it, and I've never been a huge Fantastic Four fan. Would you ever get a lip piercing? I used to have a lip piercing. And then I don't have a lip piercing anymore. So that answers that question. Do you like the Teen Titans and the New 52? Not the Volume 4. No, I didn't like Volume 4. Volume 5 is just been like meh. I hope it becomes better. If you could be a sidekick, how would you want... If you could be a sidekick, how would you want to be your mentor? Oh, who would I want to be my mentor? Considering I don't have any powers and I don't want to take pills of some kind and I don't want to be mutilated, I quite like Flash as my mentor, actually. So yeah, Flash. I like the idea of being able to move super fast. Is Grant Morrison an influence in my occult being? No, and this actually answers the question above, which is how old were you when you got into Chaos Magic? I was raised in the occult. My mother's healer. She's a spiritual healer. So like that was what I was raised in. And yeah, I've done stuff in other religions as well. Like I've listened to Buddhists, I've talked to Hindus, talked to Muslims, I've listened to Jewish people about their religion, studied a lot of different sides of Christianity, and I've read the whole Bible and the whole Book of Mormon, but none of it, I don't agree with any of it as much as I agree with my occult beliefs. It just suits right, and I've seen things. And I've seen things and experienced things in my belief system that I believe to be far stronger than anyone who follows Christianity or whatever could experience in their beliefs. No offense if you do follow Christianity, you have the right to follow it and believe it with your whole heart. Just I have not experienced anything there that really solidifies that as a good belief system for me to follow. Thoughts on Injustice: Gods Among Us, Year 2? There are no thoughts. What Persona character would you be if you had the choice? Kanji. What cartoon, comic, anime character would you like to be gay? The ones that are already gay. Because I respect writers' decisions to make characters straight or gay. Are you gay? Should we just let him keep guessing? Do you play Happy Wheels? No. No, I don't play Happy Wheels. I've played it, but it's a Flash game. How does it feel to watch your channel grow so rapidly? Insane. Insane. Especially, yeah. It feels really... At times it's overwhelming. But I'm happy. I'm really, really happy. Even when you beat depression, is it still a constant battle? I do have days when I regress back a little bit. Days when I start to cry. Days where I just can't control my emotions, really. But I don't know. It's not a constant battle anymore, but it's still not something... Like, I think it stays with you for a long, long, long time. Like, I think it's going to be with me for most, if not all, of my life. But I don't think it's going to be a constant battle anymore. Do you believe in tarot cards or anything like that? I've been reading tarot cards since the age of 5. Would you rather have Starfire or Power Boy's powers? Power Boy. I'd love to have Power Boy's powers. Favorite Kingdom Hearts character? Riku, because of the hair. If you had a second channel, what would it be called? I do have a second channel. It's my gaming channel, and it's called Rather Effective. How many subs would you like to have this time next year? 1 million! Oh god, 1 million of you guys. That is the dream. I would love to have 1 million YouTube subscribers, but who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Let's be honest. But in a realistic goal, over 100,000, maybe 200,000. 200,000 this time next year, maybe. With the rate that we're growing at, I have no doubt that we could grow a community like that. Do you have a PO box? Would you like to get one? I don't have a PO box. I am very much considering getting one though, because people are asking me about a PO box on an almost daily basis now. Would you rather meet Harley Quinn or Poison Ivy? Poison Ivy, because I feel like I'm less likely to die if I meet her. Who's my favorite villain? Recently it's been Black Adam. Yeah, Black Adam. Would you want to see Harley? Would you like to see a Harley and Creeper? I have no idea what that sentence means. Oh, would you like to see a Harley and Creeper team up? No. What are your thoughts on Justice League 3000? No thoughts. Yeah. Actually, I just want to check I'm thinking of the right thing because I'm terrible with names. Yeah, no thoughts. I had to check I was thinking of the right thing. But yeah, no thoughts. If you got a PO box, would you write back? I would have to see how it did. Have you ever read fan fiction when I was younger? If so, for what show? Don't remember. I just remember I didn't enjoy reading fan fiction. Do you have any advice for someone who's just starting on a channel? Just keep going. Enjoy yourself. And make sure you're passionate about what you're talking about. Do you read or write fan fiction? No. No, I don't read or write fan fiction. Do you do the scream for it super effective in your videos? Or did you get it from somewhere else? It was my friend Eric, when I first started my channel, when I was doing Geek News, I did an episode about Pokemon. And he said, I can't believe you didn't say it's super effective anywhere in the video. And I was like, well, Eric, if you say it to me, or if you send me a sound file, I'll use it in all of my videos. I didn't expect him to actually send me anything, but like 10 minutes later he sent me that. And Eric's a voice actor. And he sent me that Banshee scream of it's super effective. So now it's on all of my videos. But I love it. I love it. It's you know, good. I have a gay friend that makes minor advances at me, but I like boobs. What do I do? If your gay friend's not making you feel uncomfortable, just ignore it. If you can just ignore it, just ignore it. If he starts touching you, tell him to back off and be very polite about it. You don't need to be rude in that type of situation. Just say, hey, dude, I'm not like that. Can you make him feel a bit uncomfortable? But for as long as you can ignore it, just ignore it. What do you use to edit your videos? I use an iMac 27-inch and Adobe Premiere Pro CS6. Have you done the Ice Bucket Challenge yet? No, I won't be doing the Ice Bucket Challenge because I actually researched the company, and only $7 out of every $100 actually goes to the charity, or actually goes to funding research. So, yeah. If a comic series is in its 30th issue, is it okay to jump in? Yeah, just jump in. Don't ever think, oh, is it okay? Is it not okay? Just do it. Go for it. You ain't going to understand anything at first, even from #1 issues. So just jump in at 30s as well. So after all of this build-up, how would you feel if this Robin Writers thing doesn't end in Damien's return? I wouldn't be pissed off at all. I'd move on with my life. Would you like your comic to become a show or a movie? No, I don't think it would work in a show or movie format. Maybe an ongoing TV show. But I think it would have to be like 3 very long episodes or 4 very long episodes as opposed to lots and lots of short episodes. That's the only way I can explain it. I know you're a man fan, but in your opinion, who do you think is hotter? Okay, so when I look at women, I don't necessarily see them as hot, but it's common sense to see who is attractive. But I like things that are so tacky, they're attractive. Like, I love tacky things, which is why I love Starfire. Do you read comics from independent publishers? Yeah. How tall are you? I'm 5'6" or 5'7". I'm still growing. I'm in my 20s and still growing. How sad is that? Faust, do you like Barbara Gordon or Stephanie Brown more? I like Stephanie Brown more. Now, I like Barbara as Oracle more, but Stephanie Brown as Batgirl more. If Damian Wayne would come back, would you like to see him as a hero or a villain? I'd like to see him as Robin. I'd like to see him as Robin. What's your biggest pet peeve? On YouTube, it's not reading the comments before you post a comment. Otherwise, it's just bad manners. I don't like bad manners. And I don't like people being rude. And I know a couple of people on here see me as rude, but honestly, I'm not rude. I'm just blunt. What do you think about World's Finest? I like World's Finest. I'm sad to see Power Girl go, but I like World's Finest. Which video are you most proud of because of how it turned out? Proud of a lot of all my recent ones. Hold on, let me go to my video list. To make so many. I liked my sexualization in comics video. I feel like I got the response that I wanted from that one. That I think I made people think just by stating my opinion, and that's why I liked that one. Do you like Babs and Dick, or Starfire and Dick, or Pikachu, or I have no idea what you said there, I'm sorry. If Starfire left Red Hood and the Outlaws, who would you like to see her team up with? I'd like to see her, if she left Red Hood and the Outlaws, I'd actually like to see her start The Outsiders again. Who's your least favorite Batman villain and why? Penguin. I don't like the Penguin. Do you think the Harper Row will become a successful part of the Bat family? And maybe Cullen? Maybe. Are you at all sarcastic when you aren't recording? I'm sassy. Yeah, I'm a sassy person. Any plans to visit Canada? I want to visit Canada one day. Yeah. Could you recommend a fun comic book series on Superman, apart from All-Star Superman? Give me a while for that one. I'd have to think. Actually, no, the 1990s Superman Adventures. I think that was what it was called. That was fun. Superboy first appeared in that. I don't know if you've answered this, but sure. What is it we humans like about darker characters like Wolverine and Batman rather than Superman? It's not all people, it's just a lot of people on the internet that like dark characters. No, I don't know. I like light characters a lot. I think light characters are just as valid, so. Who is your least favorite Final Fantasy protagonist? Cloud. But then I don't like Final Fantasy VII. Oh, I said it! Yeah, I don't like Final Fantasy VII. I think it's far too overrated for what it is. Like, it's an okay game, but 9 is better by a million times. In my opinion. If you like 7 and it's your favorite one, that's fine. But in my opinion, 9 is just better. Is that your natural hair color? Yes. It's blue and red is my natural hair color. Do you watch RWBY? No. I tried watching it, but I just didn't enjoy it. Do you think there'll be an awkward gay thing between Cullen and Tim? No. Do you have a boyfriend? I have a fiance. Why is Scott Summers cool now? He's always been cool. He's been cool since Grant Morrison was writing the new X-Men and he had that psychic affair with Emma Frost. That's how long he's been cool. He's been cool for over 10 years now. You're just late on the Scott Summers train. Are you into playing games off of Steam like Portal and Counter-Strike? Yeah. I like Portal. Obviously, I did a history of Portal video, and that video really taught me how, when there isn't that much solid information on the game, how fans can get confused, which was very interesting to me. That was very interesting to me indeed. What do I think of Justice League Dark? I love Justice League Dark. I think it's a lot of fun. Are you hyped for Final Fantasy 15? No. Who's your favorite protagonist on Final Fantasy 9? I love Vivi. Love Dagger. Love Eiko. I love Zidane. Love Stina. Love Kina. Love Freya. Who am I missing? Well, if I'm missing them, I couldn't have liked them that much, could I? Which character from Marvel or DC do you think it would work on the big screen? Which character do I think would work the most on the big screen? Honestly, I think Wonder Woman. Now that she's being written well, I think she would work very well on the big screen. It's just they won't do her properly. Do you like the Dollmaker? I have no real opinions on the Dollmaker. Do you play Call of Duty? I don't see you that mainstream. I'm not. I hate Call of Duty. I'm very anti-military. It's just my personal political opinion. So, yeah. I don't play Call of Duty because in my mind it kind of supports that kind of stuff. And also I don't like the toxic community around it. Would I like to write the new Robin's origin? I mean, I'd like to write a Robin series, but I'd want it to star Tim Drake. My favorite Alan Moore work. That's a hard one. Probably V for Vendetta. It got people thinking. More so than any comics before it. Are you partnered with Machinima? No, I'm partnered with Maker. Because if you're partnered with Machinima, then you're still stupid. You should read contracts. Machinima has is famous for having the worst contract. I like owning my stuff. Do you play DC Universe Online? I used to. What do you think of the one? I haven't seen it yet. I don't want to see anything more from that movie till I see it because I'm already judging it so much. I don't want to see anything that will make me judge it even more. Do I ship Raven and Starfire from the Titans? No, because, like I said before, those two characters have been made to be straight, and I respect writers' decisions to make characters of a particular gender or a particular sexual persuasion. How was secondary school for you? A nightmare. What were your biggest struggles back then? I'll tell you about secondary school. Secondary school for me, I was bullied right from the off. Yeah, I was bullied right from the beginning. Physically attacked. It got to the point where I was followed home and beaten up every day on the way to school. So I started skipping school in about year 9 because I didn't want to go to school and be beaten up. And that's when I discovered I can just hop on the train and go to London and not pay. And I never got caught once. And I started doing it with friends. And then I wasn't at school for most of my GCSEs. And then I passed all my GCSEs. How old are you? I'm in my 20s and that's all you need to know. And guys, it's 10. So I'm going to answer a few more quite light-hearted questions so we end on a high note. Because that last question would be kind of bad. Will you marry me? No. Do you think Harley Quinn in a long-term relationship with someone else other than the Joker would work? I don't know. I'd like to see that, but I don't know that it would work. I feel like at this point the Joker needs Harley and Harley needs the Joker. Am I going to check the fan series of Nightwing? Maybe, if I have time. What's your favorite incarnation? I saw the costume of that fan series of Nightwing and I really didn't like it. And I don't think that Nightwing actor is buff enough. Nightwing's not skinny, he's just as buff as Batman. What did you think of Blackest Night or Brightest Day story? I thought both Blackest Night and Brightest Day was really good. How are you not getting overwhelmed by these questions? Don't know. What do you think about a Fable game set in a time after William Black's disappearance from Fable 1, where there are one of the few good heroes? What about a Fable game where it's not set in Albion? You travel far to a different region, but there are heroes there, and it's more underdeveloped, but there are still, but it's kind of like recreating their own version of the Old Kingdom. So it's like history repeating itself in an undiscovered land. Who's your favorite teen and adult superhero in DC? My favorite teenage hero is obviously Tim Drake. My favorite adult hero... Harley Quinn doesn't count as an adult hero, so even though she's not really a villain anymore, is she? Favorite adult hero is probably Flash. I love Flash. Oh no, Dick Grayson when he's Nightwing. Thoughts on Robin Williams? My heart goes out to his family. He wasn't an icon for me in the way that he was to a lot of Americans, and I didn't necessarily grieve for him in the way a lot of Americans did. Yeah. But my heart does go out to his family, because loss ain't easy. BioWare have decided to make all of their characters bisexual. What do you think of that? I think it's well, like in my point of view, Ansem and Normandy, everyone has the potential to be bisexual. So Like, you can't say there's not one person of the same sex as you out there that you're not going to be attracted to, because there could just be just one. And even though it's only just one, that doesn't make you bisexual. Do you think Captain America needs Bucky? No. Do you watch Teen Titans Go? No, I don't have time to watch TV anymore. Thought on Dick Grayson as Batman. I love Dick Grayson as Batman, and I loved his chemistry with Damian, and I can't wait to see something like that again. Yeah. Have you ever read Yowie? I draw Yowie. So, I love Dick Grayson's Batman run. It's one of my favorite runs on Batman. And guys, that is it for today. Thank you all for turning up to this live stream. I think this has been the longest one yet. So that's the thing. Yeah, thank you all for turning up. Honestly, 40,000 subscribers means so much. You guys are insane. 40,000, that's such a huge number. And maybe we'll get into to 50,000 in next to no time. Yeah. When we get to 50,000, if we get there in next to no time, I don't know what we'd do. Next time, I should bring cake. We can all have cake to celebrate. I tell all of you, hey, get cake. Live stream's happening this weekend, or something. I don't know. Or get pizza, and we'll have a live stream AMA pizza party. Yeah. So thank you for watching. It means, honestly, it does mean a lot to me that you guys care about my channel and support me in the way that you do. Yeah, I can't put it into words. But thank you, and bye-bye.